to my channel, guys. I know I look crazy, I know, but anytime you see me with curly hair, it's normally because I did this. If you're new here, I'm Peyton, and I'm an American currently living in Germany. And if you're not new here, I love you, bestie, and I'm so glad you're back. But today, we are getting ready for First Saturday. Yes. I am so excited about this because 9 times out of 10, I either forget about First Saturday or we have something else going on so we can't go. But First Saturday, at least where I'm going, it is this huge flea market that has like over 300 vendors, and it's where I source a lot of my antiques. It's where I get some fun food and everything, and it's not that far from my house. So I am so excited, and I don't know if y'all remember, but our 2 friends that moved here from the States, they are meeting us there. So we're gonna show them around and hopefully have a good time. I know in the summertime though, it gets really crazy, which is why we're trying to go like an hour after they open to try to beat the crowd a little bit. Because the last time I went to a First Saturday in June, July, it was insane. I need to yap while I actually get ready because we are on a bit of a time crunch. Oh, and I just wanna say, no pun intended. I got this from Sephora not too long ago. This Say like Star Glow, the glowy super gel. I love it. I got a travel size because I wanted to test it out, and I am gonna have to get a full size because it will make you glow. I love it. I love to pair that with my L'Occitane. This is the Almond Sublime Shimmering Body Oil, which I obviously don't put that on my face, but I'll put it on my body, so I'll do that later. But yeah, I love this. I'm also so glad. So I obviously woke up a little bit earlier than Josh just because I wanted to sit down and enjoy my coffee and doing my makeup and stuff. It's just gonna take longer. And while I was sitting there drinking my coffee while he was asleep, I was like, wait, did he pull out cash? Because I've also told y'all several times that cash is king here in Germany, and a lot of places only accept cash. For the First Saturday, a lot of the vendors only accept cash. Maybe PayPal if you're lucky. But the flea market is in Hamburg, not to be confused with Hamburg. When we told our friends where it was, they first looked up Hamburg, which is I think like 4 or 5 hours from us, and they were like, I don't know if we want to go to that flea market. So then we're like, no, it's Hamburg with an O. And they said, oh, that's a lot closer. I'm like, yeah. I need to browse Pinterest though before we leave, because I always like to look at Pinterest before I go to an antique or shop or anything to remind myself of what I'm looking for. The only problem is that we're trying to get more mid-century modern stuff, or like mid-century modern revival stuff in our house right now, because we have gotten quite a bit of, I don't want to say regular antiques, but regular antiques. And now I'm trying to mix in like mid-century modern to give kind of, I don't know, but I really love that vibe too. And I want to be able to mix my kind of cottagecore style with that more sophisticated kind of, I don't want to say sexy, but like sexy interior design. And I normally have a pretty hard time finding the mid-century modern stuff, but there is a market in like Brussels and Antwerp that I'm gonna try to go to, but it's only twice a year. So another side note. Okay, so one of my girls suggested this to me. It is the Tower 28 concealer, and this is the shade IE. I think it's IE or 1E. I love it. It is so easily blendable. It is so creamy. I don't know if I ever finished my thought from earlier. So I was sitting there drinking my coffee and I realized that we had never pulled cash out for the flea market. So I went and woke Josh up and I said, did you get cash for the First Saturday for the market? And he said, oh my gosh, I forgot. Because whenever he pulls out at the ATM where he works, he doesn't get charged. So we prefer to do that instead of going to an ATM not where he works. Plus sometimes when we go to the ATMs, like in Germany, they don't work, I think just because he has a US like credit card or whatever. So he is currently on the way to go pull out some cash, which honestly kind of sucks because once again our main access road by our house is closed down for construction. So they did the main part by our house and now they're doing further down the road because they completed the one part, which just so happens to be the road that goes to work. So I do like to take, when I'm doing my setting powders, I like to do pink for my under eyes and then just skin tone for the rest of my face. This is the Tarte Cosmetics one, and I just take a small brush and apply that. I'm trying to figure out how to dress. The weather has been a bit confusing here in Germany. Like, it was incredibly hot for a couple weeks to where we were getting basically no rain, and then out of nowhere it started storming and was in the 50s again, which was kind of a nice little break, and I got to like keep the Rollladens open during the day, because that is one thing that I hate in the summertime, is that you have to pretty much keep the Rollladens down all day to block out the sun, or else your house is going to become 1,000,000 degrees because there's no AC. So we had like a few days where it was kind of chilly outside and rainy, and now it's getting warm again, but it's also raining. I don't know, it's confusing. Also, thank you guys for kind of having patience with me as I'm learning how to edit my vlogs and shorts the best way. I feel like every time I'm starting to get things down, I'm like, wait, I could have done that better. Or I find something where I'm like, wait, that looks really good. How can I recreate that in my own style? So in the Sardinia vlog, which by the way, Sardinia was amazing. If you can go, I highly recommend. But I did a lot less talking in that vlog, so I don't know if y'all prefer that, because obviously I'm yapping right now. We are having a yap sesh right now, because I like yapping with you guys. But do y'all like me yapping with you guys? I don't know. Okay, I really want to wear this whimsy magical top that I got in Sardinia, but the temperature right now is 54. There is a high of 70, but obviously until then I'm gonna be cold. Oh man, I was planning my whole outfit around this top. Perfection. I love this top. It reminds me of like fairies or sirens, mermaids. I got it at a thrift store in Sardinia. But anyways, I'm gonna finish getting ready because it is already 8 o'clock and Josh should be here any minute. So let's have a fun first Saturday. Let's go to the flea market. Hopefully the antique gods will bless us and we can find some really good things today. I'm also shopping for some of my friends, looking for some trinkets for them. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's have a good day. First Saturday. First Saturday. Let's go antiquing. I'm already out of control, guys. Say hello. Hello. Now a competition for antiquing because our friends and I have the same style and they already got one thing I wanted. I'm in mourning. Josh had to go get the wagon. It's getting serious with the wagon. I got my basket. He's having a great time with the wagon. Got some goodies. Okay, we're back from the flea market, but there is this cute store right across from our car called Depot, so we're gonna check it out. Cute mug. We didn't get much. We did get some metal straws and like a wick trimmer, and then we got a tray. Hopefully that'll fit our coffee maker for whenever we get our new bar in. But now I think we're gonna go get some lunch and go home because I am starting to get tired. We're at this Zweibrücken mall because we wanted to get Five Guys and I wanted to stop in L'Occitane to restock my hand cream. I hate coming here on Saturdays because it is so overstimulating, so many people, it is crazy. Well, after like 15 minutes of driving around, we finally found parking. Josh and I are thinking about getting a perfume. Alright, we secured the Five Guys. We got out of here because it is too crazy busy. Now we're going home to relax a little bit. Let's go to the grocery store. It's Reve time, or as I personally like to say, Riwi. Y'all, they're so big. Oh, I was just pushing someone else's cart. This kiwi is so good. So if you don't know, in Germany, they don't refrigerate their eggs. I need vanilla extract because I'm making banana bread. Also making pasta salad, so I need to get some pasta noodles. Got some protein pasta. One thing's for certain, when we move back to the States, I'm gonna miss these prices. Another fun fact, unlike in the US where you have to buy stuff as a pack, here, if you see a pack, you can just pull one out. So like if I wanted to, I could just pull one out instead of buying the whole 6-pack. Or I could literally take this whole case and take it home with me. I'm gonna have to remind myself that I can't do that in the States because that would be considered stealing. I think this is the viral frozen dessert I keep seeing on TikTok. Okay, I wanna try this frozen mango dessert. Because I'm pretty sure it's the viral one that's on TikTok. It's actually really good. It's pretty good. I mean, it tastes exactly like mango. Let's do a haul, guys. Y'all know I have to. So I'm gonna give y'all a haul on everything that I got from the flea market and the mall, and then that little store that was beside the flea market. So starting off, this is actually for my grandma because she collects like antique rolling pins. So I got her this rolling pin that I'm gonna send her. Then recently I've been trying to collect more jewelry because my jewelry game is not that great. So I did end up getting this bangle, which I think, isn't this like mother of pearl? And then I got this cuff. Isn't she stunning? So I got those 2 pieces of jewelry. Guys, when I tell y'all I was in mourning, I know I've mentioned this a few times. If you're an antique person, then you definitely know about fairy lamps. And I did not realize it was a fairy lamp until it was too late, but it looked like a Tiffany glass kind of smaller lamp. And our friends that were with us, they saw it and we saw it, and I was asking Josh, like, is that a lamp or is that a candle holder? Turns out it was a candle holder. It was a fairy lamp, but they had already like started bargaining with the vendor and they got it, guys. And I ended up I found like a very similar one on eBay afterwards because I was like, I have to have this now that I saw this. It was so much more expensive. So that is now going to be something I'm going to be looking for whenever I'm out. But anyways, moving on. I'm still not over it. I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm glad they got a fairy lamp, but I'm sad for me. I'm sad for me. So moving on, I did get, because I'm starting to get stuff for our bar. If y'all remember the bar that I got from Freddy's, I'll include here if you want to check that short out. But I got this silver tray, which is stunning, and this one is really good quality. It's made in England and it has a number 9 on it, which I need to research a bit more, but I remember seeing something about English silver or like stainless steel or whatever. Certain numbers mean things, or it can mean nothing. I don't know. All I know is this tray is stunning and it's going on my bar. Also going with silver, I found this box. Look how gorgeous this is. This is also gonna go in the bar, I think, and I'm either gonna put like tea bags in here or I don't know. Give me some ideas, guys, in the comments, because the only thing I can think of right now is tea bags, but I'm trying to use more loose leaf tea. So trying to figure out what I'm going to use this for, but I like it. Another thing I got, because I have been wanting one of these, is I got this basket. I thought that this would be great for grocery shopping and also just like fun aesthetic pictures in the countryside, carrying it around. Moving on. So this is actually very interesting for me, and I did just Google it because I had no idea what it represented or anything. I just know that I liked it, and Josh and I have been really into masks recently ever since we got that Venetian mask. And we were gonna get a mask in Sardinia, but every time we went to go to the mask store, they were closed. So I found this. I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Look at this. Isn't this insane? The detail on this, the color is so bright and beautiful. I am obsessed with this. There was another one. It was like white, and I kept trying to decide if I wanted to buy them as a pair but I ended up just going with this one, which I don't know if I regret that or not. Like, I don't know if I regret not buying it as a pair, but you can like tell that this is hand carved. Insane detail on this. The last thing that I got at the flea market was this stunning tennis racket, and it has this dragon detail right here. I've been wanting some vintage tennis rackets. I'm gonna take this off and I'm probably gonna hang this on the wall or put it in my copper piece that I have in my entryway. I was thinking of either hanging like pictures on here or something. I don't know. I've been wanting to collect some vintage style tennis rackets, and this one was a really good price. Like, there was one I saw a couple months ago that was like $40, and I think this one was 10 euros. So she was a good deal. Okay, moving on to my other stuff. So again, for the bar, this store was doing, I had never been in this store before, the Depot store, and they were doing a huge sale. So I got this kind of slated tray because I think I'm going to end up putting my coffee machine on here whenever we get our new bar. Really affordable price. And I also, not as interesting, but I got 2 metal straws on sale for 25 cents because I know that y'all have been telling me to stop drinking out of glass straws, so I'm slowly transitioning a little bit. And then I did get a little wick trimmer as well. I need to get a little stopper. I forgot what they're called just now. I know they have a name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So I got that because these were all on sale. Then at L'Occitane. Y'all know I love L'Occitane. L'Occitane is one of my favorite stores when it comes to fragrances or anything like that. And they were also doing a sale where it was like, if you spend so much money, you get 15% off. So as y'all know, in my product review that I did not too long ago, I was running low. So I stocked up on my almond hand cream. Y'all know this is my favorite hand cream, and if you don't know, well, now you know. This is my all-time favorite hand cream. I keep this in my house, my car, my purse, everywhere. So I got that. Then Josh is trying a new hand cream. This is apparently like a men's hand cream, multi-benefit. So he got this one. It smells so good because they sprayed the tissue paper with perfume and it's just delicious. I got a lip balm. I'm excited to try this, and it's such cute packaging. We got a candle. This one is Osmanthus. Osmanthus? It smells divine. Last but not least, Josh got a new cologne. I ended up not getting a perfume. I did spray it on me and it smells really good, but I'm waiting because I think I'm gonna end up getting a Joe Malone. But he got this one, which I'm not even gonna try to pronounce. It smells really good. It kind of has a woody smell to it, like a more of a musk smell to it. I like it a lot. I might wear it for myself, we'll see. So that is the haul. That is everything that we got from L'Occitane, the flea market, and this store Depot that just so happened to be where we parked our car. Alright, so we just got back from the grocery store and we had some Amazon packages. I normally go on TikTok to find book recommendations unless I spend hours in the bookstore just reading different summaries and stuff. But when I don't have time to do that, I normally go to TikTok or something to find reviews. So I did order this book, City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. I heard really good things about this. It's a series. I think there's like 3 of them in it because I just finished that book Starside by Alex Astor, if you remember that, and I actually really liked it, and apparently the next one is coming out in November. So I was really sad to find out that the next book wasn't already released because it obviously ended on a cliffhanger. But that book is really good. The Starside one by Alex Astor, if you love fantasy books, enemies to lovers to enemies, magic, all of that, swords, it was a really good. But this whole week I haven't had a book and I have been going stir crazy because normally in my downtime I like to read, or if I just want something to do, I like to read. So I'm so glad that I finally got this book because I ordered this book about a week ago. I don't know why it took so long to get here because normally, you know, Amazon, it takes like a day, 2 days, but it is here and I am so excited. I'll either start reading it tonight or tomorrow. Since we did go grocery shopping today, now we don't have to leave the house tomorrow. So I think tomorrow we are going to spend the day meal prepping, which I'm gonna share with y'all some recipes and stuff that we're gonna be doing because I told y'all that I've been on a little bit of a weight loss journey. So I'm gonna share with you some of the recipes that I like to do all the time, and we're doing some new ones. And we'll probably just like go on a little countryside walk, have a chill day. Maybe I'll work on my embroidery for once because I really need to practice that. But anyways, I think we're about to take Bubs on a WALK because we promised him we would do that. So let's go do that. We just walked all the way up here. I'm exhausted. We have been walking so much today. And I'm hoping it doesn't rain while we're out here because it is starting to get dark and windy. But we shall see. Guys, it's starting to rain. Hopefully it doesn't pour down even more because I want to see the horses. There's some horses down here and I haven't seen them in a while. So let's go see them and then hurry home. You guys are so beautiful. Good morning, guys. I am currently in my basement in my washroom, and safe to say we haven't really washed clothes since we got back from Sardinia. So there is a lot to do, which I'm about to show you, but also it's gonna take days because if you've seen in a few of my vlogs, unfortunately, like at least the German washer and dryer I have is really small and not that great. So just to wash a couple loads of clothes, it normally takes me a couple days, and I have probably 10 loads of clothes right now. Let me show you. Y'all cannot judge me, okay? But this is always what our washroom looks like after a trip. And I've had a few of you ask like why I don't just buy a new washer and dryer. And the thing is that these were loaned to us through the military, so we're fortunate enough to where we didn't have to pay for a washer and dryer and like refrigerator and everything like that. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to pay for one, but I can at least acknowledge that these aren't the best, but they're free, so that's what matters. I love eye patches. I don't know if they actually do anything, but I refrigerate them and it's one of my favorite things to look forward to in the morning besides my cup of coffee. It's putting on a chilled eye patch. Again, I don't know if it actually does anything, but it does feel good. Okay. So with my weight loss journey, a few of y'all asked like some things that I do for how I've lost over 20 pounds in the past like half year. So one of the things I do try to do is creatine. This doesn't really go with weight loss, but I also like to put collagen in my coffee. So I put creatine and collagen in my coffee just about every morning. Now I will say it doesn't always mix well, but that honestly doesn't really bother me, so if that bothers you, I wouldn't do that. But again, I am not a nutritionist. I am not any of that, so definitely like consult a professional first before you go to do any of this. But this is just what I have been doing. Look who's finally up. He is gonna make pancakes. We don't normally make pancakes in the morning, but why not? It's pancake time. We got chocolate chip, whole wheat flour pancakes. Oh no, it's Sunday. Everything is closed, but we need eggs. Whatever are we going to do? This is one of my favorite things about living in Germany. We're gonna go to a vending machine and get some. Yeah, let's go. We're walking to get some eggs.
So it's not exactly a vending machine, but y'all get the idea. 24-hour eggs. We got some gorgeous eggs. Eggs secured.
Alright, so Josh and I are about to meal prep, mainly Josh, but I wanted to show you what I kind of meal prep that has helped me lose weight over the last few months and everything. We are adding some new things this week just because it's getting warmer out, so we want to do more lighter, like cold meals as well. So we are adding pasta salad with our dinner or our lunch? With our lunch. So we did get this high protein pasta. Because again, protein is very important for this. And Josh is going to make a bean salad for dinner. So we got these.
Dense bean salad with steak strips.
Dense bean salad with steak strips. That's what we're doing for dinner. The pasta salad for lunch with baked chicken. We almost always do baked chicken for lunch, so we're gonna meal prep that. And then with lunch, we always do like sauerkraut, just to have some fermented food. And for breakfast, we normally do like yogurt and boiled eggs. So obviously we don't have to meal prep the yogurt. We just have to meal prep the boiled eggs.
And sweet potato.
And sweet potato. Oh yeah, we're adding sweet potato to breakfast now. We normally do sweet potato with dinner, but because we're trying the bean salad, we're gonna do sweet potato with breakfast. And then obviously we do a lot of fruit and stuff like that. So he's gonna work on the salads, and I think I'm actually going to work on the banana bread that I was telling y'all about. Let's make some banana bread. Ours is the test subject because I normally use vanilla flavored protein powder for this banana bread, but we have unflavored protein powder right now. So I'm gonna try to mitigate that with extra vanilla extract. But let's do this. This is like the only thing I know how to make in the kitchen. And I'm pretty freaking good at it normally, so let's do it. So I actually found this recipe online a while back. I don't remember the link. I think the creator is Katie Higgins or something. I could be completely wrong, but I've been doing this recipe for so long, I just have a sticky note now. So you're gonna want to warm up your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. And you're basically gonna put everything in this one bowl before putting it in the oven. So you're gonna do 1.5 cups of flour. I'm just using wheat flour, but you can use pretty much any flour you want, I think. Again, I'm not a cook, I'm not a baker. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then you're gonna do about 3 ripe bananas. They have to be ripe. And I just peeled these and put these in here. But if your bananas are not ripe, it's not gonna turn out well because they're not as soft, they're not as sweet. Then you're gonna do 1/2 cup of syrup or honey or like agave. So I have this syrup here that I'm just gonna use. I was gonna make some extra banana bread for his office, but I'm gonna have to go get some more syrup tomorrow before I can do that. Next is 1/3 cup of water or oil. completely up to you. I normally just do water. Pour that in there. And then it's 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, but I think I'm gonna do 3 just because the protein powder isn't flavored. And I completely meant to do this at the beginning, but it calls for a 1/2 cup of protein powder. And this is the protein powder we started using just because it was available at the DM. And the protein powder we normally get at the BX hasn't been available. So let me do a 1/2 cup of this. All right, now all we do is mix it up. I also forgot to say if you want to do any add-ins, so I normally put chocolate chips in here or like flaxseed, anything like that. If you want to put blueberries in there, so I am going to put some chocolate chips in there to have some fun. I'm like missing steps because I haven't done this in a while. All right, now let's mix this. Again, I told y'all I'm not a baker. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just get a little pan about this size or whatever it's called. I put some parchment paper in here. I never know how to measure it. If someone can give me a parchment paper tip, that would be amazing. Okay, now you're gonna put this in the oven for 40 minutes, and this is very important. Once it gets to 40 minutes, turn the oven off. Then let it sit in there for another 5 minutes. Then pull it out and let it cool down. And that's how I make my banana bread, guys. Okay, last thing we want to do before we close out this vlog, which I hope y'all have had a great weekend with me. I've had a great weekend with you guys. This weekend was really good with the flea market and then us going on walks and everything like that. These are the kind of weekends I love about living in Germany. There are a few things I want to hang because we have collected stuff from Sardinia and everything like that. So we're gonna try to hang a few of those pieces. Okay, so we're working on our plate trinket wall. Let's do it. Sun and moon that we got from Sardinia below our Azores tile. Either like here, here, here. Y'all are constantly asking me how I'm hanging stuff on these walls because a lot of the German walls are cinder blocks. And honestly, a lot of times command strips and prayers. But we have gotten these new like plate hangers that stick on the back. But this plate that we're about to hang, I think it's plastic and it's incredibly light. So I think a command strip is going to be totally okay.
Awesome. It's helpful to get a diamond drill bit so that you can actually drill screws into the walls.
Left a little bit. Bubs is like, I am tired of y'all. Nice. We got a little puffer fish. Banana bread is done and it smells so good. All right, guys, I think this concludes this week's vlog. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday and thank you so much for being here. Again, if you're not already, definitely check me out on TikTok and Instagram as well because I post on there all the time. And leave any requests in the comments or any questions that you have. But I am just trying to soak in every last minute of being here in Germany because I know I've mentioned a few times this is temporary. This isn't a forever thing for us, unfortunately. And we have no idea where we're moving to next. So this will definitely be a journey if you want to go ahead and follow along. But I love you guys and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye!